Okay, so get this. We're going to dive into AI, but AI that can like actually reason,
Oh, wow.
not just, just follow instructions, but like think things through,
Right.
solve problems, maybe even come up with new ideas.
Hmm.
We're talking, large language models, the things behind chatbots and all that, but like on a whole other level.
Yeah, I mean, we're used to LLMs, large language models,
Mm-hmm.
spitting out text, translating languages,
Right.
things like that. But what if they could, like, tackle a math problem they've never even seen before?
Yeah.
Or write code that's actually efficient and elegant?
Right.
That's the kind of reasoning power we're looking at today.
Yeah, and the star of this deep dive is this DeepSeek R1. It's a model from DeepSeek AI.
Okay.
And the crazy thing is they're using something called reinforcement learning
Hmm.
to make it like super smart.
Interesting.
It's like, training a dog.
Hmm.
But instead of treats, it's getting rewarded for solving puzzles and figuring things out on its own.
Well, it is. It's a little more complex than that. But yeah, the analogy works.
Yeah.
Because traditional AI models, they're usually trained on tons and tons of labeled data.
Right.
Like you show it thousands of pictures of cats to recognize a cat.
Yeah.
Reinforcement learning it's different. It's more about setting a goal and letting the model explore different ways to achieve it.
Okay, so let's get into this DeepSeek R1 thing.
Yeah.
They started with a version called DeepSeek R10, and that's where it gets like really interesting.
Okay.
This thing learned purely through reinforcement learning, no hand-holding with labeled data.
Right.
Like they basically just threw a bunch of problems at it and were like, figure it out.
Wow. And it did.
And it did. Yeah.
Right.
And the paper highlights this crazy aha moment
Yeah.
where DeepSeek R10 actually learned to like pause during problem solving. Almost like it was like, reconsidering its approach, having a flash of insight. Wait, it learned to pause. Like it realized it needed a break to think things through.
Yeah.
That's kind of freaky,
It is.
but also super cool.
It is super cool. Yeah.
So it's not just blindly following algorithms, right?
Exactly. It's a
Yeah.
sign of like genuine problem-solving ability,
Right.
which we haven't really seen in AI before.
Mm-hmm.
And the results back it up. Like on the AIM 2024 math exam, which is designed for, really gifted high schoolers, DeepSeek R10 went from a score of 15.6% to a whopping 71%.
Oh, okay. Hold on. To put that in perspective, like the average human student scores like 3% on that exam.
Yeah.
We're talking about an AI that can like solve college level math problems and it learned to do it all by itself.
On its own. Yeah.
That's insane.
It is mind-blowing, yeah.
Yeah.
But DeepSeek R10 wasn't perfect.
Oh, okay.
Like it could solve the problems, but sometimes its explanations were like a bit jumbled,
Right.
Not very human friendly.
Yeah.
Like imagine a genius who can't explain their thought process.
Yeah.
Frustrating, right?
So how do they fix that?
Did they give it the thesaurus or something?
Yeah. Not quite.
Okay.
They built on DeepSeek R10's foundation to create DeepSeek R1.
Okay.
They gave a little bit of human-provided data just to smooth things out, and then continued with rounds of, reinforcement learning and fine-tuning.
So now it's both incredibly smart and able to explain things clearly.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like having the best tutor in the world, one that can, not only solve any problem, but also show you exactly how they did it.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
And that's not all.
Oh, there's more.
They also managed to distill DeepSeek R1's smarts into smaller, more efficient packages.
Distillation. What is that? Like making AI moonshine?
Kind of.
Okay.
It's about taking the knowledge from a large, complex model and packing it into a smaller, faster one.
Think of it like, compressing a huge video file without losing any quality.
Okay, that's cool. But like, why should I care about compressed AI?
Because it means that this kind of advanced reasoning power, it can be accessible on less powerful hardware,
Oh,
making
yeah.
it available to, more people, not just those with supercomputers.
Oh, I see. So it could like democratize access to cutting edge AI,
Exactly.
which could like revolutionize education, research, all sorts of things.
Precisely. And they proved it works. Like a distilled version called DeepSeek R1 Distilled Quinn 7B. That one actually achieved a score of 55.5% on the AIME exam.
Okay.
Now, that may not sound as impressive as 79.8%, but keep in mind it's a much smaller model.
Right. Yeah. It's like comparing a sports car to a fuel-efficient compact.
Yeah.
They both get you where you need to go, but one's a lot more, practical for everyday use.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is all very impressive, but I'm guessing it wasn't like all smooth sailing, right?
Of course not.
Weren't there some like bumps along the way?
Yeah, the DeepSeek AI team shared some approaches that didn't work as well.
Okay.
They experimented with things like uh, process reward models and Monte Carlo tree search,
Right.
but those methods had, limitations.
So even the failures are valuable, I guess.
Absolutely. This
Okay.
shows how, scientific research works.
Right.
You
Right.
try things, you learn from what doesn't work, and it helps you refine your approach and, eventually achieve these breakthroughs.
All right, so before we move on, let's just like recap what we've got here.
Okay.
We've got this DeepSeek R1, this AI model that can reason on a level we haven't really seen before.
Yeah.
Thanks to this whole like reinforcement learning thing,
Right.
it can solve these complex math problems, explain its thinking, and even like be distilled into this more, compact form.
Right.
This is next level stuff.
It is.
But I'm kind of curious to hear more about, how it performs on other tasks and what this all means for us. That's where we'll pick up in part 2. Okay?
Yeah, and we'll delve into the benchmark results,
Okay.
the successes,
Yeah.
the challenges,
Right.
and what it all means for the future of AI. So stay tuned.
Sounds good. Okay, so we know this DeepSeek R1 like is a bit of an AI prodigy, but I kind of want to see it in action.
Okay.
Like, how did it do against, other models in those benchmark tests?
Oh, it crushed it. Like they put DeepSeek R1 head to head with, some of the leading AI models out there,
Right.
including, those developed by, the big tech companies.
Right.
And it consistently outperformed them.
Okay, so give me the highlights. Let's start with that AM exam, that crazy hard math test.
Yeah.
I mean, DeepSeek R10 like blew us away with a 71%.
Right.
But DeepSeek R1 like must have done even better, right?
Way better.
Okay.
DeepSeek R1 scored a 79.8% on the M, putting it, ahead of models like OpenAI's O1-1217, which
Yeah.
is considered one of the, best reasoning models out there.
So it can like basically ace a test that would make most humans cry.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. I'm starting to feel a little inadequate here, but AI isn't just about math, right?
Right.
How did it do on like things that require, more creativity, like
Gotcha.
writing and stuff?
It excelled there too,
Yeah.
like on Alpaca Evil 2.0,
Okay.
which is, a benchmark for evaluating language models
Right.
on, a whole bunch of different tasks.
Right.
DeepSeek R1, it achieved a win rate of 87.6%,
Wow.
which means it's, it's not just good at one thing. It's this like versatile, multi-talented AI.
Okay, so it can write sonnets, debug code, and solve differential equations. Is there anything this AI can't do?
Well,
I'm kind of joking, but seriously, this is like pretty remarkable.
it is.
What about those smaller like distilled models we talked about? Did they manage to keep up with the like, the big boys?
They did surprisingly well. Remember DeepSeek R1 Distilled Quan 7B?
Yeah.
That one achieved a score of 55.5% on the AME exam.
Okay.
Now, that might not sound as impressive as 79.8%, but,
Yeah.
keep in mind, it's a much, much smaller model.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah. It's like comparing a sports car to like a fuel efficient compact,
Yeah.
They'll both get you where you need to go, but one's a lot more, practical for everyday use. But why should all this like benchmark stuff matter to like the average person?
Yeah.
It seems kind of like an AI popularity contest.
Well, these benchmarks, they're not just about bragging rights.
Okay.
They're a way to, like, measure the real capabilities of these models
Right. Sure.
and give us a glimpse into how they might, impact our lives.
Great.
Like, if AI can reason this well, it has the potential to, like, revolutionize so many fields.
Like, give me some like real world examples.
Okay, well, think about, like, education. Imagine AI tutors that can adapt to each student's, individual learning style.
Right.
Provide, like, personalized lessons and feedback.
Oh, okay.
Or in healthcare, AI assistants that can, help doctors diagnose diseases earlier
Uh-huh.
and more accurately.
Right.
And in research, AI that can, help accelerate the pace of scientific discovery
Okay.
by, analyzing massive data sets.
Yeah.
And identifying patterns that, humans might miss.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. This isn't just about like AI, acing tests. It's about AI potentially solving like real world problems.
Exactly.
And like making our lives better. But hold on, let's not get like too carried away here.
Yeah.
There must be some potential like downsides to all this,
Right.
right?
Or,
What about like the ethical implications?
yeah, those are important considerations,
Mhm.
and ones that researchers and developers need to you know address carefully.
Right.
Yeah. But that's a discussion for another time.
Okay.
For now, let's just focus on the incredible potential of this technology.
Right.
Like we're witnessing the dawn of a new era in artificial intelligence.
Okay, it's definitely exciting,
Yeah.
if a little bit, intimidating. But before we like, jump too far ahead,
Yeah.
let's finish up with this DeepSeek project.
Yeah.
What's next for them?
Well, they're already working on the next generation of their models.
Right.
Pushing the boundaries even further.
Yeah.
And the research community as a whole is buzzing with excitement,
Yeah.
exploring new applications and possibilities for this kind of advanced AI reasoning.
So the race is on?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We can expect to see even more impressive breakthroughs in the coming years.
It sounds like we're like on the verge of like a technological revolution with AI reasoning at the heart of it.
Mm.
But, before we get lost in all the like hype,
Right.
let's step back and consider the like, philosophical implications of all this.
Yeah.
That's what we'll explore in the final part of our deep dive.
Right.
We'll ask like the big questions about, the nature of intelligence,
Right.
creativity,
Yeah.
and the future of humanity in an age of, increasingly intelligent machines.
That's going to get real interesting, so stay tuned.
Okay, so we've seen the benchmarks and we've heard about the potential applications, but now I want to like get philosophical for a minute. Like, if AI can learn to reason this well, what does that mean for us? For humanity? Are we talking about like, a future where robots take over, or is it something a little bit more nuanced?
It's definitely a question that sparks the imagination.
I think.
And maybe a little bit of healthy fear too, right?
Right.
I mean, some people, they worry that as AI gets smarter, it's going to make human skills, obsolete.
Right.
Like, will we even remember how to think for ourselves?
Yeah.
If we have AI to solve all our problems.
Yeah, I get that. It's like that old saying, like, if you don't use it, you lose it. But is that really a fair comparison? I mean, we use calculators all the time, and it hasn't turned us into like, math dummies.
That's a good point. Calculators are tools that, augment our abilities.
Yeah.
And AI can be seen in a similar light. Like, instead of replacing human intelligence, it's more likely to enhance it.
Yeah.
Give us new ways to think, create, and solve problems.
So instead of fearing AI as like a competitor, we should think of it more as a collaborator, like a super powered brainstorming partner that can help us like push the boundaries of what's possible.
Exactly. Like, imagine architects using AI to, design buildings that are both, functional and beautiful.
Yeah.
Or, composers collaborating with AI to create music that pushes the boundaries of genre.
Mm-hmm.
Or scientists working alongside AI to, unlock the secrets of the universe. I mean, the possibilities are kind of endless.
Okay, that's a much more hopeful picture than the like robot apocalypse scenario. But I still wonder about like the impact on creativity. Like if AI can, write poetry, compose music, generate art, what does that mean for like human artists?
It's a valid concern.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to remember that, AI, at least for now, it lacks that emotional depth and lived experience that, informs human creativity.
Right.
It can mimic styles and things like that.
Yeah.
But it can't replicate the soul of a true artist.
So AI might be able to create like technically impressive works, but it wouldn't necessarily have that like spark of originality, that unique human perspective that makes art truly like meaningful.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my take on it.
Okay.
AI can be a powerful tool for, exploring creative possibilities.
Right.
But ultimately it's up to humans to infuse those creations with meaning and emotion.
That makes sense. It's like AI provides the raw materials, the building blocks, but it's the human artist who assembles them into something truly special.
Right.
But all this talk about, AI, reasoning, creativity, it makes me wonder about the nature of intelligence itself.
Yeah.
Are we kind of redefining what it means to be intelligent?
It's a fascinating question. As we develop AI that can learn, reason, and adapt, we're kind of blurring the lines between, human intelligence and artificial intelligence.
Right.
It forces us to confront our own assumptions about what it means to be, thinking, feeling beings.
Whoa. Okay, we're getting deep here.
We are.
But that's what the deep dive is all about, right? Exploring the big questions, the ones that keep us up at night. So where do we go from here? What's like the next chapter in this AI story?
Well, the research is moving at an incredible pace.
Right.
Like the DeepSeek team is already working on the next generation of their models.
Okay.
And countless other researchers around the world are, building on their work, exploring new applications, refining techniques, just pushing the boundaries further.
So it's almost like we're witnessing a scientific gold rush with everyone like eager to stake their claim in this new frontier of AI reasoning.
Exactly. And it's not just about the technology itself. It's
Yeah.
about the potential impact on society.
Right.
Like we need to have conversations about the ethical implications, the economic ramifications, the role of AI in shaping our future.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in, but it's crucial that we like engage with these questions.
Yeah.
That we don't just blindly accept, whatever technological advances come our way.
Absolutely. The future of AI it's not predetermined. It's up to us as a society to guide its development and ensure that it benefits all of humanity.
That's a powerful message to end on. So, to our listeners, we encourage you to, continue exploring the world of AI, to ask questions, to challenge assumptions, and to be a part of the conversation about how we shape this incredible technology, for the betterment of our world. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. Until next time, keep those minds curious.